Welcome to Tales from the Tap. My name is Frankie, and this is my co-host,
Stan the Man.
And we're excited to talk to you about our TMNT pre-release, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm so excited. I love Ninja Turtles.
Turtles counted off.
Actually, more excited this week than I was just leading up to it.
Okay.
I don't know if we're well, definitely all the spoilers we got in the past week. Time is kind of
It's a blur.
It's a blur for me right now.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of how busy. I mean, you know how it is.
Yep.
This has been a busy month for you too, but for me, it's been nonstop. And then my main employee that I just hired to replace Dylan is on vacation, and Todd's vacation also just started.
Special.
So I'm turbo alone at
Just
the shop
you,
right now,
yeah.
and it's still one of the busier times.
Good, excellent. We love
So
that
I'm I got this, no problem. But I'm no free time. Last night, we got done with standard at 9:30. That was when you came in.
Yeah.
And so I could have left at 9:30 if I wanted to, but I was so behind on event scheduling that I was let me just finish up. Just one more thing, just one more thing, so I don't have to worry about it. Especially because February is a short month, so if I miss event scheduling for anything that's time sensitive like that by a month to month, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I just missed it. I'm not getting promos that stresses me the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I'm well, this weekend's pre-release, the 28th Saturday, I'm not gonna have any time to schedule later in the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm just let me get it done. And I got a bunch of shit done, and I was damn, I got all that done. I'm what time is it? Oh, midnight. All right, well, I got it all done, but I didn't get out of here till midnight, even though I could have left early and I was gonna get some rest.
Yeah.
Anyways, at least I just went straight to bed.
Yeah, I feel that because the show ended this week. And as I was just telling you, they called me to be hey, we really want you to come review these other directors this weekend. So I'm doing that on Friday and Saturday for this next casting. But
right after you said you were I'm going to be able to make it.
Yeah, but they and they'll pay me for it, which is nice.
That's nice, yeah.
But because auditions are Friday, my best time to get private lessons, every kid is I need a lesson. Auditions are this week. So I booked between today, tomorrow, and Thursday 9 lessons.
Nice.
And so I'm
yeah.
So I got home from work and I went straight from 5 until I came here.
And it's February, so they're coming up on break, right? Isn't spring break March or whatever?
Yeah, so spring break will be for the college at the end of this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be done with that for a 2-week period.
Nice.
But then the youth theater, because I told Sabrina, she's oh, we can still hang out one day before I go out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was I'm sorry.
Because I wish she lived closer, honestly.
I was my ability to make money on these lessons is only this week, because then the kids are done until the fall.
Whenever, right.
So I'm I want the money now.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Grind while you're young, and then die.
And then you're dead.
But anyways,
true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, as I've been getting to absorb whatever gets put in front of me, all the spoilers for the special guests that they did, I've been oh shit, Turtles coming up, and it looks awesome. The special guests, none of which we're gonna get to talk about today because it's a limited episode, but the special guests, all the Commander stuff.
I looked at their art
looks
today.
So good.
It looks so good.
The artworks are cool. Spider-Man aside, because Spider-Man's probably I feel it's an anomaly set. Spider-Man was such they were never gonna get to do a good job on that set because it was already pre-fucked from how they did the Assassin's Creed style boxes.
Yep.
And so Spider-Man was destined to flop. And even for what it's worth, I thought it did okay. At least for me locally, it did fine. I'm sure a lot of stores beg to differ, but locally, Spider-Man did fine for me. But it definitely left something to be desired. And
for sure.
I, as a player, was I like a lot of these cards, but they definitely could have done better. And so I was preemptively feeling oh, TMNT might give me that same taste because a lot of people I talk to and that are kind of generally negative on Magic right now, and then a lot of online Discord that I see, which most online discourse is just negative in general.
Everybody's
everybody's
the cat meme where he's typing in the keyboard.
Yeah.
All the Discords.
Online, most people are really giga negative, but like we talked about like a lot of our friends having burnout and Magic and stuff like that, and so I've seen a lot of people be like, either this set's like a nothing burger, or it's not that really good, or none of the cards are going to affect standard. And so I was
Disagree.
like preemptively, right. I was like preemptively feeling that kind of energy, like, oh, it's going to be like Spider-Man, but at least for the people that like turtles, like me, like growing up in the '90s, it'll just be turtles, you know. And at the very least, the special guest slot looks really good. All the products look really cool. We got like the products this week, like the binders and all the playmats, and our buddy Brandon just recently scooped up the Pizza Box binder. It looks so freaking cool. Like the turtles on the box. The binder is like a cardboard box, like it's supposed to open like a pizza box, and then it's got like all the turtles on the front with like the classic '90s art. It looks so cool. All the playmats. I got the other binders of like the basic land arts with the pizza slices.
I like those a lot.
Those are so cool.
And so many people have been like, the ugliest lands of the year.
It's basically just online Discord's never going to be positive. You're going to see like 80% of the people that are just like raging and crying because that's what moves in the algorithm, for better or for worse. But those lines look so cool to me, especially because the toppings are so like horrific, you know, like mushrooms. Who puts that on a pizza? Oh, the broccoli one I thought was cute. I was like, maybe I would try that. I mean, broccoli and cheese kind of does go ham.
It does. I still wouldn't do it, but
wasn't one of them like strawberry? Like mine was like strawberry or something like that. It was kind of cursed. I was like, okay, for sure.
See, now I have to know, so I'm gonna look.
Yeah, you look it up. But the artworks, the cards look so good, and then the cards that they chose to reprint also, I feel like it's gonna be just good for Commander players in general, because even if you don't want to get that specific version, whenever a new print of any card comes out,
it's raspberries.
Is it raspberries?
Yeah, there's 2 raspberries like on the pizza, and then these
and then
are like pepperonis.
Yeah.
Pepperonis and these raspberry chunks. That's
crazy,
dude.
At least they didn't AI it. Thank God. People were saying these arts look like AI, and it's like kind of funny because
they definitely
don't. Well, one, they don't, right? But two, the artists that did a lot of these artworks have like videos of the time lapses of them doing the artwork, like showing like the stuff that they do, which I think WotC's encouraging them to do now because of all the backlash they got from using AI. Which, hey, you know what? If that caused them to give us something cool, like I like seeing art time lapses.
The broccoli one has kiwi bits in it.
Yep.
And
it's
jalapenos.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's, to me though, I think the most cursed. I think it actually probably would taste good, but the banana.
Oh, sure.
I just think the principle makes me not want to try it.
Oh, for sure. It's like pineapples. Like I'm sure it's great. I don't want it though.
Yeah, and it looks like, I know that it's probably onions, but it looks like bananas and toenails.
That's gross. Yeah, I don't know. Anything on a pizza though, very turtles. Like I remember as a kid like laughing whenever I can't wait for XYZ type of pizza. And I'm like, Michelangelo, what the like, what are you talking about, bro?
Brother,
just cheese. How about that? How about just cheese?
So it's funny that you say that, because like I also watched Turtles growing up, and I was feeling a little nostalgic like watching this, being like, oh, I really liked that show when I was a kid. But the one thing that I never saw, never knew about, like maybe I stopped for this
you didn't
time.
watch the 90s movies, did you?
No, the one, I watched the 90s movies with the dudes that look like, you know, they're people inside turtle puppet costumes.
Those are the best.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Those got re-released in theaters a couple months ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
No, so cool. the like there's like a 5th turtle. That with the yellow band that I was like, I've never seen this chick before.
All the extended universe stuff kind of really like also sped past me. The time travel shit. Turtles in space.
Yeah, Turtles
time
in
travels.
Time.
Turtles in time. A lot of that stuff definitely sped past me as a kid because one, I wasn't buying any toys that were expensive. So like Turtles was definitely a product that was like merchandise fodder, you know?
Yeah.
And so I definitely wasn't going to buy any of that stuff. One of the weird things from my childhood is
Janika.
Yeah.
No idea who this is.
I think it's honestly only even for like one show, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, she's got multiple cards, and then there's like a little orphan turtle that I've
Yeah.
also been like, never seen this one either.
Well, I mean, if you talk about all the characters in like, if you include the mutants, there's a ton of like named characters in like the turtle lore.
Yeah.
Like the comics go crazy too. I remember being like, what? How is it so involved? When I used to go garage sales with my mom.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I hated it, but now I would look back and I'm like, dude, those were the best times.
I know.
I want to go garage sales with my mom now.
That's the thing I do in my spare time. It's like I'll be like, oh, there's an estate sale. Like, let's go.
Yeah, right. And like garage sales are not what they used to be. They were the best back in the day.
Yeah, no, I got a garage sale where someone's selling old Magic cards they don't care about.
Elgin's like, do you have a permit? Like, oh, shut the fuck up, bro. Or like everybody would plan it on the same day. Like, oh, you doing garage sale? What are we all doing on this weekend? The whole street would just have garage sales. Like, what? And I don't know how, but my mom and my aunt from they would, like the church ladies would all know what day and where all the hot garage sales were gonna be. So like, hey, let's all carpool and let's just drive around.
That is the one thing that's cool now is like there's like apps where you can see like what garage sales are happening this weekend, estate sales this weekend. So that is cool now, but I do agree. Like, when it could just be like a sign with everyone on the street, that was good.
Yeah, and back then it was definitely like, oh, we gotta go find some good deals. Now with like eBay and everything, it's like you just run into unemployed people and you're just like, you ruined this.
Yeah, or
turn this
like
into a job.
There are companies for estate sales that like that's the thing they do.
Yeah.
So like everything is like slightly above what it should be at, or like priced exactly right. So you're not getting a deal.
Yeah,
just like,
I just felt like back in the day, garage sales were about like finding somebody else's trash and be like, oh, dude, I could use this.
Right.
Or like Pokemon cards, that was the best. I'd go with
Pokemon I want to find someone that has old Magic cards and be like,
yeah. Well, that aside, as a kid, I was like, oh, these guys have Pokemon cards, and my mom would just like, how much for all of them? Like, she like, I don't know, they'd be like, oh, I have a binder, I'm doing this for a quarter, this for $1, and I'm like, I'll just give you $20 for the whole binder, and they'd be like, yeah, and I was like, what the hell? Okay, deal. But I don't know. We ended up with it didn't even have all the pieces, so I couldn't play it. But she found a Ninja Turtles board game. I had like an OG board game for it, and like I just remember trying to play it, missing all the pieces, no rule book, just like trying to figure out how it worked. And on the board, you'd see all the characters. And as a kid, I was like, dude, how many characters are in this fucking show? Like, I only know about the movies and then like whatever else I would run into. Like, this was before the internet, so you're not just like, oh, I'll just go Google it,
Right.
Well, I guess I should say before the internet was like readily available for everybody. And even then, like in the early 2000s, it sucked. Ask Jeeves, bro.
Ask Jeeves.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited for the set. A lot of people have been coming in the last couple weeks, hyped on the set, telling me about what they're excited for. And surprisingly, we're all kind of like in like our early 30s, mid 30s. Some of the unks, like Uncle Fred, shout outs Fred. You can stop watching now. In like their late 30s, early 40s. That's like the Ninja Turtle era, or the early Pokemon era or whatever. And everybody's like, yeah, I grew up on this. I'm like, they are freaking out coming out of the woodworks. And I'm just like, oh, dude, where was all this energy for Turtles like 6 months ago? These guys were ragging on your shit. Also, people kept saying like Turtles was going to be the worst set of the year. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't think there is going to be a bad set this year, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't know. I still think that the word is out on Star Trek personally, but
Star Trek going to be like ass?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, it's like
I don't think
you mean that as an expression. I thought you were like hearing murmurs. I was like, how? I don't know. I've had people come in and be like, oh, I can't wait for that set as well. Believe it or not. And obviously that's anecdotal and it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But until the set comes out, we'll see. I can say for myself, I never watched Star Trek growing up, and
I didn't either.
Even like Star Wars, I barely watched growing up, even though I'm really into it. I just like the movies. I read a couple of the books from the extended universe back in the day, but
what got me, I think, super into Star Wars is playing like the PS1 video games.
Yeah, the video games for Star Wars were awesome. I think that's probably what actually really made me like Star Wars.
That's how I remember that's how I knew who Plo Koon was.
Yeah, well, those were like the OG RPGs too. Like I never got to play like Final Fantasy or anything like that, but for my RPGs, Paper Mario for sure, but like the Star Wars games where like you would choose your path and like if you did evil shit, you'd start getting like all the tattoos of the Sith and whatnot. I was like, these are
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, that was like Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I didn't play Force Unleashed. It was like older, but yeah,
Yeah.
like PlayStation 1 type stuff and Xbox, the original Xbox, like that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I never had an original Xbox.
That one I got
I was
lucky
a
on.
GameCube and PS
Oh,
gamer.
GameCube. I got a GameCube, but like way late, and I got so lucky because all my friends were like buying Wii games, and they were like, "Oh, dude, I'll sell you my old GameCube games, like $5 a pop." I'm getting like Luigi's Mansion,
Oh, dude,
Double
Luigi's
Dash.
Mansion,
Yes, dude.
Double Dash
for like $5.
Dude, I loved Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers is awesome.
That
There was
game
one
was
that was
dope.
goated. There was like an era at church growing up. Man, tangenting so hard. But there was an era at church growing up that was like the best, like peak era. Like the kids that were older than me were starting to like grow out of video games. So like the people that were my age were like the older cool kids to like hang out with. For like if you were in like the youth, like the youth, not like the teenagers group.
Yeah.
And all the kids younger than us, by this point, technology is more readily available. It's more affordable. Parents are more okay with their kids having it because, like, when we were kids, it was like, this is the devil. Pokemon is
Yeah.
evil.
My
It's propaganda.
My Yu-Gi-Oh cards get burned.
Dude, I literally saw just the other day, my uncle was talking about how Starbucks has, like, pagan stuff, idolatry in its logo. And
Starbucks?
I'm like, yeah, it's got stuff that references pagan shit because it's just a logo that's trying to pull from the world we live in,
Yeah,
theoretically.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever.
But
Sure. But yeah, so like Pokemon, I mean, as a kid, like they would try to tell us like it was evil, trying to pull us towards Satan, and we're like, oh, okay, for sure, Unc. But now like the kids that were younger than us were like, oh yeah, my mom got me a DS, and we're like, your mom told me if I had a Game Boy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like all the kids had DSs. Like we all had Nintendo DSs at the same time. Like 20 or 30 of us at church.
Yep.
And all the games in that era before Nintendo, well, I mean, Nintendo's always been shit, but this is before they became truly shit. The games didn't require everybody to have the same copy. So like if one person had like a copy of like Mario Hoops 3v3, you could just stream it to each other and play together.
Oh,
So we were all like playing like 8-player multiplayer games like Mario Kart like on the DS. One person has a copy, you know? So like that made it really easy for us to all play together when none of us had money. Like one kid had a copy of whatever game, and so we could all stream it together. And that was just like awesome. Just like the best like get together kind of moments. And I don't know, like that kind of stuff that you grow up with really like stays with you.
Yeah.
With all that aside, I guess did you go to the RC? No. Yeah, man.
It was the weekend of my show.
Yeah.
I
dude.
wish that I could. I was so pissed when I saw the dates, and I was like, because I jumped onto that job in like August, so I don't even know if the RC dates were posted yet. I know the location was, but I don't know if the exact date was posted.
Yeah, when I saw it was
when
Milwaukee, I
accepted.
thought about doing stuff, and I just kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to because of how busy I am.
Yeah.
And I got busier than I thought it was going to be, so I'm glad I didn't commit to anything. But shout outs to Marty, who said he wants to be on an episode. So
I know.
he
Did you see
DM'd me
him on the-
today, and he was like, "Hey, I want to do an episode." I was like, "Let's
Did
fucking
you also
do it."
see that?
He tweeted or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
I was like, Marty has
Shout
a
outs to Marty. Marty has a Twitter now.
Marty has a Twitter.
It's FlexSlot Marty.
Yeah.
Shoot him a follow. He just made his account, but he got top 8 in the 10K at the RC, and then 3 of the FlexSlot guys got top 8 in the main event, which is really cool. Or no, 3 in the RC for the not in the RC, in the 10K. 3 FlexLock guys for Riftbound got top 8, and then Marty was one of them, which is really cool because a lot of the FlexLock guys have been like trying to grind hard on Riftbound, and like seeing Marty have continual success. He just top 8'd in Houston in their 10K. No, that was Sean top cut, and Marty won their skirmish.
Yeah.
Which is like really crazy, like how well he's doing. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like Marty grinds every single day. Every time I log into Discord, Marty's in a call grinding Riftbound, somebody practicing, and that's what it takes to win. For the people that are like, why am I not seeing success? Are you practicing every single day? Because the guy that's winning probably is, and he cares more than you do. So if you don't care and grind that hard, you're just not going to see the success. It is what it is. With that being said, his punching bag Ethan also got top 16. I think he got the cash cut because he ended up pairing up with Sudeep in the final round. Sudeep had a pretty clutch tournament too. He started 0-2 and just grinded all the way back into cash, and then they got paired against Ethan in the final round to split, which was really cool. So I think he scooped Ethan in, and then they split the cash, which is really cool. And then at the actual RC, Will Kruger won.
I know, I saw that. Which I was like, it's funny because like I don't know, this is maybe a little bit ago.
I just didn't know he was still playing.
I know, we were like, someone was like, oh, he's washed, and I was like, man, it's clearly not washed anymore.
Yeah. I don't
winning the freaking RC.
I don't remember who said he was washed. That's crazy.
He's always felt like an end boss for me.
Yeah.
Like he was always like really tough, but especially over the past like I don't know, year or two of me playing against him, like we've just. I don't know. We'll just like chat afterwards and like.
Well, I was gonna say Sal was bringing up like like that one. I think it was like 2 years ago where you had like that stretch of like always seeing him at the RC.
I faced him in
every single time he like 2-0 or whatever. It's like or they were close games, but you couldn't get past the hurdle. And then in the same season, Will Kowalczyk would lose to you.
Yeah. So it was actually like I would do well against Will Kruger in the season of Esper Rafine.
Gotcha.
But then right as we both started doing blue-black the next one, he would beat me on blue-black
every time, right.
It was like 4 straight RCQs that he like I had him at some round and he beat me. And
yes. I remember now. Yeah, that was around when Mulele first got into the Pro Tour, I want to say, because I think I went with you to one of those, and Mulele and I played against each other.
Yes, that was the Esper one, where you faced Mulele and I faced Will.
Yeah. Oh, man, good times, dude. I missed that format a lot, to be honest. And
I loved that.
Being able to even go to some RCQs. But honestly, congrats to Will Kruger, man. That's really cool. What's it called?
I know, that's awesome.
Didn't also, like, other people that we know do pretty well?
The only thing that was a bummer to me was that I was like, Will Kruger won it. Is he still doing the blue-black dream? I swear I'll be on blue-black tomorrow. And then I saw, is it Lessons? And I was like...
the fact that he played Lessons is base, by the way.
There were a lot of
people sleep on that.
There were a lot of Lessons players. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things that Charlie...
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Charlie, Kamari...
Yeah, Charlie...
A lot of the actual MTG Flag Slot guys also did really well. I think one of them top-8'd.
Yeah, Charlie Bummer was 11-4 and just missed the cut.
Yeah.
Pro Tour again. And I was like, ugh.
And then Kamari, I want to say, was 10-5. Will Kowalczyk was 1 point below that too, 9-6.
They both played Teamer Harmonizer.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know what Will played, but I know that.
Good deck. I don't remember what Will played. I think he told me before he left too. I totally forgot because I was pulling singles for him. But yeah, FlexLot did pretty well in general. Seeing a local take it home too really feels good because it's like in our home turf, you know.
Yep.
It would suck if some random guy that flew in took our trophy, you know.
Right.
Midwest supremacy, you know how it goes.
Midwest supremacy.
But no, it's really cool because I think like Kruger's normal squad that he plays with like all the hot sauce guys, I don't really think any of them play anymore. I think Bernal's bending, Hoey's doing like Pokemon stuff. I don't even know if any of the other guys he used to come in with still play.
Well, good for him.
But I know that he hangs out with Mulele, maybe some other guys. Whoever he's playtesting with seems to have a good group. It's still like awesome. Love to see locals win it because like the last time one of our guys took it was Adam, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's been a while. At least somebody that we know personally. But yeah, shout outs to FlexLot, George, his whole squad. They did pretty well at the event this time, and I know he had some restructuring recently. So MTG FlexLot doing well. Riftbound FlexLot doing really well, which is awesome. And just like a good event. I wish I could have gone. A lot of people were there. Like it actually made my Friday super chill here. I was like,
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yo, like what? I could get some work done. Like we were like relatively busy. We had like 20 for Riftbound, 20 for Commander, but like I didn't have like 100 people in the store, you know.
Yeah, and it was nice that our new like upcoming events channel, like in one spot, I could just like get updates on how people were doing.
That was definitely
for me to be like, yeah.
You know what? That's actually a good segue into housekeeping. But that was a clutch change. Recently, we restructured our Discord to like take a channel that wasn't getting used and restructure another one into like a channel that just nonstop gets used, which is like the upcoming events channel. So if you're not in our Discord, here's your call out. Join our Discord. It's free access. You can pretty much mark whatever formats matter to you. Get connected with other players. There was a ton of lending cards to each other going on, and people dropping off stuff here for me at the shop and be like, oh, somebody's going to come pick this up.
Oh, yeah.
Get this to somebody else.
I'm getting a deck back this week.
Kai dropped off a bunch of cards to get Darren to get signed, and people were all going to get cards signed from artists at the RC. Also, believe it or not, there was a Star Wars event that was not affiliated with the RC in the room above it. There was like another thing above the RC.
Wow.
And they had a Star Wars tournament that apparently was popping off. Some of our guys were there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I went to the SG Con, and they were just underneath the Star Wars event, and because they were like on the second or third floor, I guess." And they were like, "Yeah." So I just went to the SG Con. They were like, "I'm surprised how many not Magic things were going on." I was like, "Yeah, they do everything. They used to do Star Wars. I'm surprised they didn't do a Star Wars event."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, they canceled it," and it must be because they had this other Star Wars event planned.
Sure.
So they must have been like, "Hey, can you cancel yours? We have ours going on or something." But great weekend for gaming if you got to go to that. Jealous, but I got to live vicariously through our people, which was nice. And then
Same.
once again, shout outs to our Discord, open access. If you want to join, get connected with the community, at least in our area. And it's like open to pretty much anybody, but a lot of the people in the group are Chicagoland locals that can help you out. We got some people from Wisconsin in there, got some people from the city in there. And
then I got all of our patrons who were all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Or just out of state
like
people
Christian
in general.
and Nebraska.
Exactly. And
Or
Uncle
Josh.
Fred, wherever he may be.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that being said, we're gonna do some quick housekeeping and jump into the episode so we can get this schmoving.
Speaking
as
of
always, as always, we start with our patrons. Thank you so much. At the top tier, we've got Tap Furiously with Guy's Cradle. We've got Christian Paz. Speaking of the man himself, and Uncle Fred, this is your moment to check out again. And then we've got at the next tier, Kiki Cheeky Tap and Ruin Your Opponent's Life. Shout outs to our boy Jack because that's his goblin combo. We got Mike Pellini, we've got Jose Gonzalez, we've got Michael Collin, we've got Todd Sylvia, and we got Rosie Hopkins. And then at the next tier, we've got Tap into Blue Mana, we've got Christian Olvera, Jared Henry Thompson Munsterman, Joe Asfahani, MTG Chicago, Julian Eisenbraun, Alex Maurer, Ethan Carlson, and then at the bottom tier we've got Tap That Bird and Fly, Hector Alvarez, and Josh Dodson, who should be back from the field actually. He was out in the jungle for like a month doing training in the military at 21 Palms. So
Wow.
I think he's finally gets to use toilet paper again.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, yeah, so shout out to our patrons. If you want to join our Discord, it's always free. The show will always be free on YouTube, but if you want to support, Patreon is the best way to help us keep the lights on. Patrons get early access to our episodes, unless it's a pre-release week like now. We're going to probably have it maybe 12 hours apart. Going to try to get this episode out on Patreon as soon as it's done, and then the next day, but before pre-release on YouTube, so you have time to digest this and be ready for your events this weekend. Come to Borahat if you want to get some games in. We still got some seats open, and then we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. But our show will always be free on YouTube, which is our main platform. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. All that goes a long way for us. It really helps. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. This is your goal is to get to 1,000 so we can finally hit monetization and then help really keep the lights on.
3 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then once we monetize, I'm going to get all the sponsors. We're going to get the Clear Pink Drink sponsor. We're going to get the
Liquid Death sponsor.
Maybe.
They just made I don't know if you saw. There's like 150 of them. It just came out. I think today or yesterday. I think it was today. They partnered with Spotify to make an urn that plays music. It is like a $450 urn.
Oh.
I was like that. That is unhinged.
That is a little unhinged. I'll be honest, like a lot of stuff, AI has kind of truly ruined commercials for me.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever, have you seen, I have to go on Facebook a lot for work, responding to messages, checking notifications.
Yeah.
And then, the general BS of, posting and outreaching for the store. And when I'm scrolling on Facebook for that, it's like ad, and they're all like the most horrific, just terrible AI
Slop.
slop. And I'm just like, this is terrible. Take me back to when we were monetizing people dying nonstop. Like oh, you can scan a app and it's the heartbeat of your dead mother or some shit. You know what I mean? Like you can get a tattoo.
Holy
And I'm just
crap.
like that's what that
Take
kind of
me
reminds me
back
of,
to
you know?
that.
That over the AI?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, oh yeah, you can get an urn and you can play your mom's favorite song because she's in the urn, and it's like, thanks,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
thank you. Anything else you want to sell me?
Yeah, my mom's just rocking out to Al Green in the afterlife. You know,
Honestly,
like,
it's probably something that Winter's mom would buy. She's so funny with that. The jokes that she makes after her husband passed away are kind of crazy sometimes.
the real unhinged.
Yeah, we have a group chat, me, her, and Winter, and I'm just like, oh, okay, for sure. Okay, well, anyways, housekeeping aside, this episode's going to be purely about limited archetypes and the TMNT, what we expect for pre-release, mostly sealed talk, but we'll get into some drafty app that Frank cooked up for us, and then if we have some time, we'll talk about cards that we think are going to be good for standard. Spoilers, honestly, if you're in the Patreon, even at the lowest tier, you get to see the show notes. There are so many cards we're not going to get to talk about because I think the set's actually a banger. A lot of people have been kind of down on the set. I think the set is really good. Even if you're not like a competitive player, there's tons of commander fodder in here. Like main set and in the commander deck. The commander deck is cracked, by the way. But in the main set, there's a ton of cool commander cards. Just a lot of cool, interesting cards in general. For standard or even pioneer, shout outs to that format if anybody knows what that is. I think it's just cool cards in general. There's like a Hardened Scales creature. Like there's just so many cool cards
Oh, the
in
Michelangelo.
the set. Yeah, I think that card is cracked. I could go on, but I think the power level is pretty adequate. I think it's definitely stronger than like what Spider-Man was, where like only like 5 or 6 cards really made a difference, which was like Arachne, Spider Sense, Superior Spider-Man, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I think this set's going to be wildly more powerful than that. Maybe similar to Final Fantasy, because like if we think about it, Final Fantasy only gave us like the cards that it did, right? Like 10 super powerful cards and then a bunch of like medium cards. So I feel like it's similar power level, at least, especially with when you compare the commander cards. I'm wondering what the prices of some of these cards are going to look like, because some of these cards are like super commandery, like in terms of like
some of the commander set cards. There was one that like was absolutely crazy that I think people are freaking out about. It's like I think it's one in a white.
oh, continue,
Yeah,
dude, that card is fucked.
yeah.
That
Where it's
card
like
is-
bring back 4 creatures that left the battlefield this turn.
Well, if you think about it, it's like brought back, which is white from core 20, is 2 permanents, and it's like twice as many permanents for the same mana, easier to cast, and creatures are. It's like that's the only caveat is that they have to be creatures, but like most of the time when you're doing a sack engine type of deck, it's aristocrats, you know. So like sacking 4 guys and then just going like brought back or continue rather. I think that's gonna be really crazy.
You've been knocked out. Continue.
Yeah, literally. And it's not a roguelike. You're gonna come back stronger. Or I guess it is a roguelike in that aspect. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just pissed because I thought that was gonna be like a standard card.
I thought it was a standard card and I
think
got baited.
Right, I got baited because I think that symbol looks better for the set symbol than
The turtle face?
Yeah,
Yes.
the turtle face to me should have been the commander symbol,
Yeah.
and the shell should have been the standard one, because that, like, you'd kind of know that it was turtles, but like I think that's a way better main set symbol personally.
You're good. Well, don't get me wrong. I think both symbols look great, and the turtle symbol looks good.
Right.
But when I saw Continue and the other cards in the commander deck on the spoilers list, I thought they were the main set because the symbol looked so main set symbol coded. It's not that I think one symbol looks better than the other. It's just that they don't. Neither one of them looks like a commander symbol. Like in terms of like how do I put it? Like commander symbols, at least for like the first 20 years of them, 20 years, like 10 years of commander symbols, they all kind of like follow a pattern. They're all like weird
Like
shields,
13,
weird shield,
yeah.
shield with the set symbol in it.
Yeah, they did that from 13 to like 20.
Yeah,
And
nonstop.
And Commander Legends.
Nonstop, and then all the commander sets in between would have like a weird shield pattern or like stick my set symbol, stick the Throne of Eldraine thing on the shield, whatever.
Yeah.
And so like they all looked like a commander set symbol. The turtle, I was like, oh, the main set's a turtle thing. After I forgot about the turtle face, and I thought it was the shell. And then I was like, these cards are fucking broken. I was like, dude, continue. And then I saw the other card. I forgot what it's called, but it's like damage a guy, and then all the dudes that were damaged die. That card's fucked up too. And so I just thought they just straight up gave us like a hero's downfall that has upside or something. And I think the Continuum would have been too strong for a standard format potentially. So I'm glad it's a commander card. But the cards that they are giving us for standard, I think, are still really, really cool.
Yeah. No, I think they are really cool. The thing that I think that people are underestimating about this set in particular is, and I actually have a question before I get into this, the mechanic from Spider-Man that lets you like make spider sense cheaper.
Oh,
what is the timing restrictions of that?
Timing restriction?
Yeah, like is it sorcery speed? I know it's returned a tapped creature.
It's a cost, so timing restrictions I don't think applies.
So like you can do it in the midst of attacks. Like while they can declare blockers and then
if it's an instant
and you return a dude.
I think one thing is spell speed.
Okay.
Because you're just basically alternate casting cost.
Got it. Okay. The reason being is that I just think that people are sleeping on sneak attack. I think.
Oh, you mean the sneak mechanic?
Yes, sneak mechanic. Sorry, not sneak attack. The sneak mechanic.
Sneak attack's legal.
Yeah, because sneak.
I agree.
Sneak, I think, is just going to make every creature that has an enters ability like way better. And there's more cards that I think that have sneak that aren't creatures than there were web slinging cards that were worth it. Like it's
oh yeah, dude, way more.
So
that's actually a great point for like the power level of set. Every time I looked at a sneak guy, I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. Or a sneak spell. I was like, if I resolve this, I'm blowing your cock off. And I'm like, these are bad cards? I don't get it.
Right.
I'm not seeing it.
What am I not seeing?
I get that they're sneak, so you have to have X and then Y. And then Z has to happen, which is like not that hard when it's like unblocked creature. That happens pretty frequently. Now also, like what you think about standard is you have to play around everything now. If a guy attacks you, now every time you attack, it's like, oh, he has open mana. What could he be doing, you know? But there's like a dozen sneak spells that I think are crazy. And in every color. Because like red has some nasty ones. I think that Raphael that sneaks for 3 is a pretty good card. Especially because like if you turn them all sideways and they block for profits, all of a sudden you're like, oh, now this guy has double strike, your blocker dies, you know, like, and you're just cooked. There's just so many cool things you could do. With that aside, ready to jump into some limited talk?
Yeah, let's do it. So, the TMNT limited archetypes, and just to like, before we get into this, I just wanted to preface that this to me feels very similar to what they did with Spider-Man, where it's like we're getting back to like a basics magic set. It's not overtly complicated. There's not crazy synergies. It's just like play good cards and win.
It's foundations.
Yeah, it's like just a foundational set, and I think that that's going to be pretty standard for our Universes Beyond stuff. They want people who don't play Magic to come in and not feel like...
That doesn't make sense. This is going to be the set that has the most noobs that have never played Magic, probably.
Yeah, I mean, the Hobbit is going to be the same way.
I did notice that a lot of the cards are very monocolory, which is also really cool. A lot of the cards are like double pip, very like, oh, you just want to do one color kind of thing. And that might just be cool, you know, might just be fine. Can't complain.
But there is like, we are getting the tap land that gives 1 life. When it comes in, that touches 2 colors.
Yes.
So like, I
thought we got new versions of them.
You will be able to splash, like...
They
want you to be able to play your cool stuff. So they,
but even playing 2 colors is usually reasonable with basic lands, you know.
Yeah. So the limited archetypes for this set that are shown: black, white, sneak, ninjas specifically, blue, red artifacts, black, green permanents leaving the battlefield. And that specifically is that there's a lot of cards that are their creatures that have enter effects that you get a bonus if
they disappear.
Yes,
which we'll talk about.
Yeah, and then there's red, white aggro, specifically using alliance triggers, which is we'll talk about, and then blue, green mutagen tokens.
I like the mutagen tokens.
I like the mutagen tokens too.
I think it's like pretty reasonably cute. Like not a returning. It's probably not gonna be a returning artifact. but for what it is, I think it's reasonable, and the power level is just low enough that it doesn't have to come back. They can make a better version or an alternate version.
Well, I don't even think that that's necessarily true, though, because if you think about it, how many times have we, in like constructed now, had an opponent explore, and you're like, oh god, please don't hit please hit a land, please hit a land.
Well, that's what I mean about it specifically.
Guaranteed,
right?
So like the guaranteed
kinda. The problem with Explorer is the value. I think that Explorer is like an order of magnitude stronger than this mechanic.
It is stronger than this mechanic because there are times that you're gonna want to like, you'll get extra cards and you'll want to hit land.
I'm not saying the 1/1 counter is bad. I like the 1/1 counter. I just think that they cooked with like, this is a baby Explorer. You always get the counter, but you get nothing else.
Right, nothing
Which
else.
is like, hey, that might just fuck you. But if they never, because we're not going to get this set again. If they never make mutagen tokens again or a likely alternate, I'll be fine because whatever set comes out that would want to have had this token will probably just explore. If that makes sense.
I think they'll bring it back. I think that
they could bring it back.
I think that they could get some weird ooze set, but mutagen is not like specific.
I guess that's true. Yeah, we'll go back to Ikoria.
That's why they called it mutagen.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is because like it was like turtles
instead of ooze.
Yeah.
Or like turtle piss or some shit. Yeah, no, you're right. It could be like if we go to Ikoria and now the set is like, now that all the monsters are mutating or something crazy happened. Yeah, imagine we go to Ikoria and like the Eldrazi are there.
I think if they made it like mutant, then it would have been something they didn't go
back
to.
Well, mutant actually kind of works, and one of the things that I think people are sleeping on.
Well, they just could have called it mutate, but we have that.
We have mutate, but mutant already can work as a creature type for Magic, and not be like copyrighted. But what I like about mutant, I think specifically, is people are already talking about like the ninja synergies we're gonna get, and like Kaito is gonna make a comeback because the Ninja Turtles, and like there's so many more ninjas to play around with. Every time he pluses, he buffs all these turtles, and then Turtles got a whole article, about how like, the history of turtles and Magic, and how like now we have more turtle support, and theoretically that's another tribe that they can like try to buff, 3 Tree City kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The funny thing to me, Todd has a funny post coming out with Turtle Power later this week that's kind of funny. I'm going to be a meme again.
Actually funny? Oh.
It's pretty funny. But what's funny to me about this is like nobody's talked about it yet, unless I missed it, and I'm living under a rock because I've been busy. We're coming up on Marvel superheroes in like, I don't know, 5 months, maybe 6 months or something, I'm assuming. Huh?
No way.
What do you mean?
It's way earlier.
It could be earlier.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's
Isn't it April now? Or sorry, isn't it February?
I thought it was like.
I thought it was after Strixhaven.
Yeah, but I think that means it's going to be like June,
4 or 5 months away.
I thought it was after.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, because we also have Hobbit. And the next.
I guess it is the end of April, so yeah.
But
I just thought
we can Google it.
I just feel like 2 + 4 is 6, and I don't know. That didn't seem complicated to me. But
June 26th.
And we're in 2. Got it.
Well, 2 for another 4 days.
Yeah, but it's the end of June.
Yeah, I guess it's true. It's exactly
4 months.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that is coming up, which I think matters because we're gonna get X-Men. Like, we're gonna get mutants again, and who knows what that looks like, So I think that it's kind of crazy how hard they push tribal shit on accident, but on purpose.
I can't wait to cast Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
They're not going to use her version.
I know they won't.
Sad. That should be a secret layer. Secret layer, all the movies that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for a superhero set. But
as long as it doesn't blow. If it
won't blow.
If it blows,
I think superheroes will be the best set of the year. I think that's my bet.
Gosh, I hope so. Please.
Make
superheroes cool again.
I got to see all the products when I was doing the pre-orders, and I was like, these look so sick. Also, Strixhaven has a product that looks kind of incredible. It's like a codex box, and it's like a library books type, like the eyeball on it. Super, Cody, that 5-color weird artifact, his library kind of shit. Yeah. It's like that. It looks awesome. I don't know. Magic's gonna be so good this year. I'm really hyped. Okay, so The mutagen tokens I think are really cool. I think that one of the cards I think is going to be busted for standard is Mutagen Man or something like that. Yeah, Mutagen Man, Living Ooze. And so him specifically, he's like green green X, and X's make that many mutagens. And then he has an ability that says your artifacts cost one less to activate. Which is like all the mutagens are free now. So like if you drop them for a bunch of mana with like a Badger Mold deck, then you're just like, he has trample by the way. So like if you want, you're just like, oh, next turn I'm gonna one shot you, or you already have guys in play. Maybe one guy has trample, and you're like, rip all my tokens on this guy, and you're dead. Or spread them so your blocks are terrible, whatever.
Yeah.
And in addition, if you have Michelangelo, which I think is insane, the weirdness to 11, all the mutagens are 2. So like, I don't know where this deck is. These cards are weak. Energy is coming from, but I'm personally super excited. The new mechanics. Let's get into it. So the first one we got is Sneak, which is the one we've been hammering on about. It's very, very strong. This is just basically ninjutsu, but it's a little bit more. How do I say? Didn't it have like one specific caveat that was different? Oh yeah, it's slightly different than ninjutsu because ninjutsu is unblocked creature, and Sneak is unblocked attacker. So you can't do like some weird my guy already hit you and then ninjutsu after kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
Slightly weaker with quirky timing restrictions. Kind of like a Maze of Ith at the end of combat kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about?
But the upside is that ninjutsu is almost primarily on creatures.
Yeah. The upside is like, who cares about the timing thing? All the spells that have it are sneaking in and they're crazy.
Yeah, because there are sneak spells that like are. There was one that like you could return the creature and then deal a bunch of damage to the board, and I was like, cool. So you can save your own creature and then do like a mini board wipe. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a really good mechanic. It just has that one slight caveat that I would point out because I didn't get to actually read all the rule things tonight, but I remember that one. You may cast a spell for its sneak cost. It's going to be just an alternate casting cost that's on the card. If you return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand. And the sneak is not just on creature cards, it's on spells, like Frank said. So it's on everything. It's so cool. The next mechanic is Disappear. This is the one we were just talking about as well for the black-green deck. If a permanent left the battlefield under your control, then whatever comes in entering or whatever, if a card has a Disappear, it's checking to see if you had a permanent leave the battlefield. And that's kind of different than all the other ones we've had because, like, I think Revolt or Tragic Slip one, which would be Morbid, checks both sides. The difference with Disappear is that it only checks your side, but it is any permanent, so that's still kind of an upgrade in some aspects because fetching like an Evolving Wilds or anything like that is pretty easy. And because it's any permanent, it also counts tokens. It's like popping a mutagen will trigger Disappear. Very powerful.
The only thing that sucks about this ability is that, like, because it's mainly on creatures and it's like enter effects, that means like you can't, unless you're flickering, you can't really do stuff with this on your opponent's turn. Mm-hmm. Like you could block, flicker, then get the effect. So it's like
you'd have to have a fetch land.
It's not impossible for you to get Disappear effects on your opponent's turn.
Although flicker effects with Disappear seem pretty cool.
They do seem pretty cool.
Also, you can sneak to Disappear as well. So, like, there's obvious synergies. Mutagen tokens also obviously synergize with it. And we covered mutagen tokens, but they are effectively a weaker version of Explore, kind of Outlast coded. If you remember original cons, where you tap a creature to put a 1 counter on a guy. But basically, you're tapping and paying 1 to sacrifice the artifact, and then put a 1/1 counter on a creature at sorcery speed. So, like, kind of like a better version of Mercenaries from Outlaws, although you lose your mechanic, you lose your artifact. And then we got returning mechanics. We've got Food. I think I saw a channel card, but they didn't mark it as a returning mechanic on the.
They also is like I saw a kicker card or two.
Yeah,
and they also didn't put that.
I think it's because it was like 1 card maybe, and they were like, "Oh, it's not a returning mechanic because we only give it to 1 card."
Yeah, there is a channel card. It's on a white card. It's like discard this for 6 and like give a counter to your
Right.
team or 2 counters to your
For
team.
whatever reason, they chose that the cards that were one-offs weren't returning mechanics, but the main returning mechanics we're getting is food. And so keep in mind with the foods, by the way, if you have that done like Michelangelo, bro, you're eating. You're just eating, bro. Like free food. Partner, obviously for commander only, but partner's coming back and it's a pretty cool mechanic. There's only one commander deck for this set, and it's a 5-color commander, and all the cards are gas. So instead of making 4 shitty decks, they just decided, fuck it, turtle time, and went with one awesome deck. And I honestly think it was a good decision for this set. They could have done no commander like they did with Spider-Man and Avatar.
Yeah.
So, at least we got one. And then classes are coming back, which is the enchantment subtype. These are really cool. I like classes a lot. They kind of remind me of sagas. And they seem to be kind of what the design space likes right now, since there's so many of them in the format, if you include Bloomburrow. And honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing. I really like classes in general. They're probably easier for them to balance than sagas, even though we do have sagas as well with like Final Fantasy and stuff. And then that's it for the mechanics, but Frank's going to get into some limited cards that we think will be good, at least from an early look, like a first perspective, what we think will be good for your pre-release, your sealed decks, and then potentially some draft chaff talk. But what's it called? If we don't get to cover all the cards, apologies, but you can always see our show notes on the Patreon.
Yeah, so as Stan kind of mentioned, and as per usual for this limited stuff, there are cards that like are good that are not mentioned on this list that like are only good for like specific archetypes, like specifically like it's only good for blue red, but it's not generically a good blue card as an example. I specifically pick cards that I'm like, nope, these cards I think are just good. It doesn't matter what deck you put them in. I think they're just good in their colors.
Might be easier for this set too.
Yeah, so the first one is jumping right in, April O'Neil. I cannot pronounce that.
Kunoichi. It's Japanese for female ninja.
Trainee, 1 in a white, legendary human ninja. When April O'Neil enters, scry 2. April O'Neil can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, and 2/2. I think that this is sweet because a 2/2 that scries you 2 is like, I think already crazy on rate, but then if you're sneaking it to then repeatedly get to scry with this creature and it has restrictions on what can block it, I think that's kind of cracked.
Yeah, setting yourself up, and especially in the mid, setting yourself up, it's really, really powerful. I think people underestimate scry sometimes, especially in the world of surveil that we exist in.
Well, and on a common.
Yeah, 100%. And there's a lot of now that you mention it, there's a lot of legendaries in these sets, which is kind of cool. I don't know why I find it so interesting because I feel like with all the legendaries they were able to pump the power level a little bit.
Yeah.
Because some of them I think are kind of crazy. Yeah. We won't get into all of them, but
yeah.
Oh man, I wish we had more time to just yap about all the cards I think will be fun to deck build with. Next card Frank's going to talk about is, it looks like Jenica.
Yeah, Jenica, Bad Apple Big Sister. This is the turtle that I've never heard of before. 4 and a white. When Jenica enters, create a 2/2 red mutant creature token. And Jenica is a 3/3. The thing that I think is really interesting about this card is like this is a card that's worth playing. It's giving you a 3/3 and a 2/2 for 5.
Yeah.
But also has plane cycling on it for 2.
Yeah.
So like you can use this as like a splash in another color that you like could also play. And all of the colors have this. They have like a creature that has like decent effects that is also a land cycler.
Anytime they add a land cycler, I'm sold. I love the land cyclers.
But these feel like the most juiced land cyclers to me. Like usually it's like, oh, you get a 5/7 double red creature that has menace.
Yeah.
But this is like single pip, it's only 5, and it makes 2 bodies. Like the majority of these
5 mana
feel better than like the 6 costs that they normally are.
There's also like a go wide theme with the white cards. There's a lot of cards that are like, oh, go wide value reward, and I'm gonna put counters on all my guys. So like even just making the extra body is nice.
Right.
But,
well, a double alliance trigger to be like 2 creatures entered.
Exactly. And if she, like you said, she's a 5-drop, not a 7-drop. So like theoretically, you could sneak bounce her if you really need more bodies.
Yeah. The next one is Quintessential Katana in our uncommon slot. It's 1 white artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and whenever this creature deals combat damage, untap it and you gain 2 life. Whenever a ninja you control enters, you may attach this equipment to it. Otherwise, the equip cost is 2. This thing giving foe vigilance, and every time it connects, you gain 2 life. I was like,
the untap is actually crazy.
Right. I was like, this card basically, if it connects, you have a vigilant creature.
Yeah.
But you gain life on every attack. What the?
Actually, it might be worse that it's not vigilance, or not worse. It might be worse for your opponent that it's not vigilant, because this says whenever an ninja enters, equip it. So like you want to sneak with this. You're like, sneak. Oh, attach it, and the guy that just came in is untapping. Like, that's kind of crazy, bro. This card is so fucked.
Yeah, this card's really messed
up. This card is really
like
messed
I said,
up.
and for 1 mana, I think it's stupidly messed up.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, equip 2 is like
nothing.
Not really that much.
Yeah. The next one is that little cute orphan amphibian. This artwork is so dope. Lita, little orphan amphibian, 1 and a white, legendary creature, mutant ninja turtle, a 2/1 with alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Put a 1/1 counter on Lita, create a food token, or scry 1. So the fact that you can like get multiple of these in a turn, and then the next turn, like, oh, you could use any of them again. Like, Lita can just keep growing forever.
Yeah.
You could just scry. You could just make food.
Yeah.
You get multiple things.
Yeah, there's a lot of 2-mana creatures in the set that are just like 2 mana. Yo, if this guy sticks around, you're happy. Not to mention, like, if you're playing green-white and you have Lita and Michelangelo, who I will never stop talking about, that's 2 counters.
Yeah, Michelangelo. Okay, wait. The most important thing that we didn't even talk about. Quick side tangent. What is your favorite turtle?
Oh, it's always been for me a Leonardo.
Yeah, okay. My favorite has always been Donatello.
Oh, okay. Donatello. Yeah. That's that. Respect. I feel like he's the most underrated.
Yeah.
I think people definitely sleep on Donatello. I never...
Super smart, and I always thought that, like, him just being able to take it down with one giant staff, like...
Well, yeah, he has a cool weapon, which I like a lot because I'm a huge Gambit fan. Gambit was always my favorite X-Men. So, like, Donatello I kind of fucked with for sure. But I feel like whenever you, like, watch the cartoons or anything, like Raph's got the chip on his shoulder, right? And so, like, he's like the bad boy, he's like the Wolverine, you know. It's like, obviously he's got like the fucking the people that just simp for that, you know.
Right.
Oh, I'm the rowdy guy. Like, yeah, you're the rowdy guy.
And then Leonardo is like the valiant one, the one that like is just like pure.
Yeah, Leo is just like lawful
strong.
Good.
Yes,
I'm the leader.
Yes.
I have to have my head on straight, so I can't really fuck around.
And then everyone loves Michelangelo because he's a clown.
Yeah, because he's the funny one. But I feel like Donatello doesn't get enough love for being just as funny as Mike. I mean, they're all pretty funny, but Donatello's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it felt like sophisticated humor.
Yes,
yes. And he also was like, because he was the gadgets guy, like he always was the one that kept the group together.
Yes, exactly. Whenever they're having a fight, he's, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, he just...
Whenever they're having a fight, he's the one that's like, hey, guys, maybe we shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. Donatello's a great choice. They're all really cool, though. Michelangelo's so fucking funny. And honestly, the whole universe around it, like April O'Neil's dope. What's it called? I always forget his name. I always forget his name, or I want to call him something else. But Casey Jones. I don't know why. I have another name in my head whenever I think of him that I don't want to bring up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
No.
All right, well, there's another Casey that's very famous.
Tell me after the episode.
I'll tell you later. There's another very famous Casey that always comes up in my head, and I say the wrong name thinking of this guy. Master Splinter's dope. Shredder's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like the Foot Clan doesn't get enough love for how, like, kind of goated they are.
Yeah, Shredder felt to me like similar to how I felt about in the Teen Titans from like when we were young.
Oh, with Slade?
Slade, yeah.
Dude, yeah. So going back, since we're on a tangent anyway, the reason I knew the name was Kunoichi was because I'm a nerd and I watch Naruto. It's my favorite anime.
I knew this.
And so Naruto is like ninjas and Japanese, and so that already gets covered. But they actually had a crossover. There's like a Naruto Ninja Turtles crossover where they fight the Foot Clan and Shredder.
Dude, I have to watch that.
It's pretty cool.
I'd watch that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so funny. Like when that got announced, I was like, what is going on?
What is happening?
It's themed for when he was a kid too, so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. All right, moving on to blue, common. Crustacean Commando. This makes me think of, was it Moana?
Dude, some of these cards are so funny.
Yeah. One in a blue, Crab Mutant Soldier. When this creature enters, create a mutagen token, and it's a 0/3. I think that you're just going to attack with this boy and sneak it to just make mutagen tokens over and over again. Plus, like an 0/3 body for 2 is fine.
And honestly, repeating mutagen tokens, that's, I feel like, when it gets better than Explorer.
Yeah, and I
like
think,
there's only so many times you can Explore before you're like, oh, dude, I might mill myself out.
Right. Well, and on top of it, like this guy in the blue-red artifact deck making an artifact on enter every time is like really good.
Yeah.
Like just helps the artifact thing.
Yeah, the artifact strategies in this are actually really reasonable.
Strong. They look strong.
I think Donatello has a lot of really cool cards. Those are some of the ones I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you have the uncommon Donatello on your list, but I think he's correct.
I didn't, because I actually found that like some of the turtle cards themselves were just too cute.
Yeah.
They felt like, I don't know if some of them are decent, but not all of them are decent.
For sure.
The next one I had was, I just think this one's clean and also a great card to put your mutation tokens on. Buzzbots. One in a blue, robot insect, flying, vigilant, 1/1. When this creature dies, draw a card. So just a 2-mana 1/1 flyer that's vigilant that you also can just like, you put tokens on it and then you're getting hit for a lot. But then if they decide to kill it, you're still drawing a card.
Right. Yo, is Donatello like Urza coded?
Yeah.
Like, has he always been just an artificer? And I'm just like sleeping on this? Donatello,
yeah, for sure, brother.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, we're proving my point. Donatello's great.
You know he's great. I'm a Leo simp.
I understand. Leo was my second favorite, but you know me, lawful good. Next one is Rafe, in the uncommons, Ray Fillet Man Ray. I love this guy's name. 3 and a blue, fish mutant, flying. When Ray Fillet enters, create a mutagen token. Remove a 1/1 counter from a creature you control for 2. Draw a card, and it's a 3/3. So 3/3 flyer for 4, and you can like remove a counter from anything, from any creature, and draw is like, this is a crazy engine, especially for blue-green mutagen decks.
Yes. Well, that's why I really like the Donatello, because it's like a 3-mana flyer, and it gets artifacts. Artifacts make it get 1/1 counters. So it's like almost like you're double dipping on mutagens if you're creating them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the card draw effects off of that, very powerful.
I just think this next card's crazy. Donatello's Technique. 3 and a blue, sorcery, draw 2 cards. But the sneak cost is 1.
Yeah,
so I was like, cool, return Microstation, draw 2 for 1.
Honestly,
draw
I
2
agree.
for 1 that's
very strong. It's like very light up the stage, you know what I mean? And I love that card. You know how me, I love light up the stage. Yeah, no, I agree. When I saw this card, I was like, you know, like, what's going on here? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the only thing that sucks is like with light up the stage, you're like, oh, I got my damage in. Now I get to draw 2 cards. With this one, you're like, I gotta lose a guy for a turn. But like, if it's a good ETB, who cares? Or if it's like a 1/1, like especially who cares?
Right.
But I don't know. Draw 2 cards for 1. Yeah, very powerful. And it's kind of like in that divination. Like it's already a 3-mana. It's like divination. Otherwise, so.
Well, I just think like, I don't know if people would do this for like standard, but can you imagine me like pulling back a Flood Pits Drowner so that I can draw 2 cards?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like maybe that's fine. There's already like a blue-white deck that's like tempoing like that on that level,
or like a Spyglass Siren.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is like that blue. There's already like tempo deck is already kind of doing its thing. There's the Esper version, and there's already like Dimir bounce, right? Those decks already exist in the format, and they reward you for the bounce. Like this seems right in there, you know? I think you're right. This is definitely a card that I also haven't seen people talking about, that not only is it great for limited, but I think slots right into like standard decks in a very powerful way.
Yeah. Next one is Oroku Saki Shredder Rising. 2 and a black common legendary creature human ninja with a sneak cost of 2, 1 and a black. Whenever Oroku Saki deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose a life with a 3/1 body. I just think that even if, right, you're not using this for a sneak ability, if I top deck this card on an empty board state, I feel like a king because it connecting once has replaced itself. It connects any more times. This card feels crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like this card a lot. Any draw engine like that that's like unrestricted always feels really powerful.
Yeah. Next one is anchovy and banana pizza. 2 and double black. When this artifact enters, destroy target creature, and then you can suck it to gain 3 life as a food.
That's really cool, actually. I think I like that it's like kind of like bacon to pie.
It is bacon to pie.
It just is bacon to pie. That's really funny.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's good.
Especially because a pie is like another name for a pizza.
Oh, what? Next is the uncommons. The first one is Lord Dreg, Insect Invader.
I'm so glad this is on your list.
I almost didn't have it on the list, and then I read the card again, and I was like, this card is disgusting.
I was talking about the next one, but these are both fucked. The next one I saw on your list, I was like also thinking about this card. I was like, how is nobody talking about this?
So Lord Dreg, Insect Invader is 3 and a black, legendary creature, insect warrior, flying with disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, create a 1/1 black insect warrior creature token with flying. You can pay 3 and a green to sacrifice a token and draw a card, and it's a 3/2. So sacrifice mutagen tokens.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have the ability to make something leave the battlefield every turn, you will always get a token, which can always make you draw a card.
Well, you do, because if as soon as you start the engine, you can always just sack the bats.
Right, you can just sack it every turn. And that's the thing that I think is so crazy about this, is because it's one of the few disappear abilities that's repeatable.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are just like, it enters once, but this is like, I can continuously do this. It's like a self-contained engine. This card's disgusting.
Also doing the sack on, excuse me, on their turn if you already disappeared.
Right, or you can like use it to block, then sack, then draw on their turn. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, is it
block sacking
at the beginning? No, it's only at the beginning of your end step do you get to create.
Yeah, but like if you already got it, right? Then you're like, cool, I'll hold my mana. I'll wait till your turn so I can block and sack or whatever with a 1/1 bat. Or I guess they're black warriors. Flying black insect warriors. Interesting.
And then the next one.
The next one is messed up. I also think this is like slots right into like standard.
For sure.
For free.
Free. Death in the Family, 1 and a black, instant. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. Just 2 mana instant exile, 3 or less is it's really just.
Yeah, the fact that it's exile, I think, is kind of a big deal.
But
like
deal.
2 mana, 3 or less removal, kind of valuable. Doesn't hurt to have more options for removal in the format. I think this is definitely a card that will get played.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking at these red cards originally, and I was like, these cards look like cheeks. And then and then I read this, and I was like, oh. So the first one is, I think it's, am I supposed? Yeah, no, I'm in red.
You're in red.
Mauser Foundry. 1 in a red artifact. When this creature enters or leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token. You can pay 4 in a red, sacrifice this artifact, deal 3 damage to target creature. I think if you have a way to pick this up and keep putting it back down, you're just making 1/1s constantly. But it already, on ETB, makes a 1/1.
Yeah.
And then you can sack it, shoot something, and make another 1/1.
Yeah.
So it's just this is a total of like 3 artifacts hitting the battlefield at a minimum, if you're not picking it up and putting it back down.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Especially if you're in the blue-red deck. The blue-red deck seems honestly really, really powerful. Yeah. I think this is probably one of the better artifacts decks I've actually seen in terms of limited design.
Yeah, I think that the blue-red deck is going to be crazy. The next one is Manhole Missile. I think this card is dumb, honestly. It's 1 in a red instant. Manhole Missile does 3 damage to check a creature. You may put a card from your hand in the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card.
Oh, we've had this before.
Yeah.
What was it called the last time? I forgot. I remember playing
Um,
this in standard like 3 or 4 years ago.
this was the card that they played in.
Maybe it was longer.
No,
No,
it's
no, it was in AFR. I want to say like that era.
no. There was one after that.
Really?
Yeah,
I remember
because
playing it
it
in
was
like Strixhaven era. I want to say.
it was played in the Xenagos worm deck, so that you could like put one of them from your hand
No, I'm talking
back
about standard though.
back into your deck. I know, but that it came out, I think, in like March of the Machine or something, like a similar version.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like an instant speed, deal 3.
Yeah, yeah, same thing.
I don't know if
Just,
it was March, but it was like around that
I
time.
feel like I remember playing one around the Strixhaven AFR era of
Yeah.
standard, and yeah, the whole like putting a card back and then drawing a card was so nice.
I think it was from March of the Machine. I think the card's from March of the Machine, actually.
The one you're thinking of?
Now that I look at some.
Yeah, maybe it's gotten more than one reprint. Maybe this is the third time. Or it could have been that they reprinted it the first time, and it's just now this is a new name.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
it.
they were all in different names.
Sure, I do like this effect though. I really like the effect of like a baby Valakut awakening, just like tucking a card away.
Yeah.
This kind of card also is really cool because it's like your it's your cheap removal, so like it kind of makes your mulligans better, you know,
Yeah.
more powerful to like mulligan down. And you're like, okay, I really just need to have a removal spell so I don't die to this red guy. Oh, I got one, and it fixes my draws if I draw like poorly.
Yep.
Cool, perfect, great card.
Next one, General Trag, Heart of Stone. 3 red, legendary artifact creature, elemental soldier. This creature has trample, 4/3. When General Trag enters, you may sacrifice another artifact. When you do, General Trag deals 4 damage to target creature. So you play that Foundry from earlier, you get a token, you sack the Foundry again, you make another token, and you also shoot something for 4. But this guy also has trample.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, trample is great. Well, trample's going to be extra strong in this format with mutagens.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Also, like imagine a Donatello with this guy.
The
Or
next
sorry, not
one,
Donatello, a Raphael.
I wanted to pick another card, but I just thought that in the Alliance deck, this card was just going to be so crazy. Wingnut Bat of Belfry.
Oh yeah, Wingnut is correct.
1 in a red, legendary bat mutant creature with Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, Wingnut gains your choice of Flying, Menace, or Haste until end of turn. Whenever Wingnut attacks, each other attacking creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Yeah, Battle Cry on an Alliance guy with haste is kind of crazy.
Well, he gets Haste if you Alliance.
Right, but
Only
you're
if you
going to play
Alliance.
this guy in red-white, and you're going to go, like, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I think the part that's crazy too is that because you have the ability to like fly it or give it menace,
Yes.
is that you can like keep it safe. So you can like keep repeatedly attacking in.
Oh,
by being
yeah,
like,
yeah.
cool. It's gonna jump this turn, which means you can't kill it. Pump team. Like this, I feel like this card would have gone crazy in shoot, what was the deck? Like the Knight Errant of Eos.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean.
Uh,
Like, it's got to be, it's like red-white coded. Like, Imidating Recruiter, you know, you're doing,
Yeah.
what did they call that deck now that my brain isn't working anymore?
The Convoke deck.
Convoke.
Red, white, Convoke.
There we
Yeah.
go. I don't know why I couldn't think of Convoke.
I couldn't either. It's late,
Dude, it was
but it's
listen.
not 11:30 yet, so we're doing okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Green. The first one is Primordial Peccaderm. Primordial Peccaderm is 3 in a green, 4/4 Elven Avatar with Reach and Trample. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life. The thing is that for so long we've seen these Reach Tramplers that like cost 6 that gain life that like do so much for like stabilizing green decks and are also just like big bodies that can attack. But this is for 4.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're not getting 3 life, you're getting 2, but also in a set where you're sneaking that you could like bring this thing back.
Yeah,
Replay it.
I like this card a lot because, like you said, usually this card is overpriced or kind of useless, or the body doesn't make sense, like a 3/6. This one is like 4/4, so offense, defense, great. It has reach, so it's already a terrific blocker, and I feel like game 3 might be even too strong for a card like this in terms of limited.
Yeah, the 6 mana one is always playable. You always want one
Yeah.
because it's just good and it
Yeah.
stabilizes you and is like a good attacker
Yeah,
when you
but
start
then
turning
then
the
you
corner.
like get stuck on your 5th land, and you're like, great.
Yeah, but this being at 4, I think is just really dumb, especially in a format where you can replay stuff.
Right.
The next one is Tenderize. Just a classic removal. 1 in the green, instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So just a bite, not a fight.
Bite always better than fight. Can't argue with that. Also, did you see the pizza in this color?
Yeah, this one's cool.
That one is
Yeah,
crazy.
I told you this is the one with the. Oh yeah, that pizza's cool. The next one is Westwind Avatar in the uncommon slot. Cat Spirit Avatar, 7 mana, 7/7 with trample. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a token or land. If you do, you gain 3 life. It also has Disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. So you could sack a token, gain 3 life, and then draw a card. And then you
this is the stabilizer.
And then you can start sacking lands every turn.
I think the fact that it has this on ETB
and attack.
Yeah, well, it's great that it's an attack trigger for sure, but the ETB, like, this is where you're like, man, I really just got to get to 7, and I'm gonna turn the corner. That 3 life with the 7/7 blocker is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
On top of that, you're drawing a card. Like, damn, this is a really cool card.
Yeah. The next one is Mona Lisa Science Geek. 3 and a green with reach 1/3. Add X mana of any color where X is Mona Lisa's power. I think this card's very medium at its base, but I just think that like if you put a single mutagen token on it, then like this card starts going crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's got reach, which is like just randomly just really good. Once she's done making mana, which she can choose your Westwind Avatar early. Just like a really good blocker, decent body at the start, no complaints. Did you notice on I don't know if you noticed, but on Mythic Spoiler, like look at Mona Lisa?
Yep.
Card we just talked about.
And then there's another one.
Yeah, they just put it there twice.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's also weird about Mythic Spoiler at this moment is that it says at the top that like there are like if you go to the homepage, like the very homepage, it says 205 of 318 cards, and I was like, I know that there are not going to be 318 cards in this set.
Maybe it means like bonus sheet and stuff.
I guess, but usually they don't include that. They usually only talk about the main set when they count that number.
Could be.
What I think is odd. Anyway, on to the uncommons. I don't do every color of uncommon.
We did uncommons.
I'm so sorry. I mean multicolor. I don't do commons and uncommons of multicolor. I don't do every multicolored card. Usually these cards are just good because they are like signposts for like what the archetypes are supposed to be doing.
They're usually also pretty push, especially if they're hybrid.
Yeah, and they are hybrid, which is really cool. But I picked out a couple that I thought were really sweet, and I think this first one is amazing because it's also kind of funny. The first one is Ice Cream Kitty, which like I can't wait to some of these people cast these cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm casting anchovy and banana pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be a fun time, bro.
I can't wait till limited grinders like or add a tournament that's serious in there.
Oh,
like,
I know.
I'm casting
top 8 of the Pro Tour. Just can you believe this guy passed the anchovy and
banana pizza?
I can't believe that. It's in his colors.
That's so funny. So Ice Cream Kitty, it's 1 and a hybrid, either black or green, artifact creature, food, cat, mutant. You can pay 2 and sacrifice another creature or token. Draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. You can also tap sack this creature for 2, gain 3 life, and then Ice Cream Kitty is a 1/3 for 2. I also love the flavor text. Michelangelo. That's not what they mean by pet food, dude.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, what's the next one we got?
Mechanized Ninja Cavalry.
I found it.
This is the... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's a 2-drop Boros hybrid and 1 pip. Artifact Robot Ninja. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 robot artifact creature token. So it's just like a 2 mana, get a 1/1 and get a 1/1, which is like generically good for both decks. Actually, I really like this card a lot because for the white deck, you're like, I really want to go wide, but for the red deck, you're like, I just need as many artifacts as possible.
Well, also again in in a format that has sneak,
Yes.
we're just gonna be like, boop, boop, boop,
Yes.
boop, boop, boop.
And this is double alliance triggers for like that one girl.
Oh, yep.
Mhm.
This is also double alliance triggers. The next one is Putrid Pals, 2 in either a green-black or green-black. Human ooze mutant with Death Touch. This creature enters with 2 1/1 counters on it if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn. I just think that, like, if something left and you're like, cool, 4 mana, 5/5 with Death Touch.
Yeah.
For 4?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This next card, don't
Power
take this next
creep,
one.
man.
I want to take this next one because it's so funny. I think this card's crazy and actually standard playable. Tainted Treats. 1 in a black-green. Destroy target artifact or creature. If its mana value is 4 or less, create a food token for 3.
This is a weird putrefy. I kind of like it.
It's weird, but like you also can just get a food out of it.
Yeah, gaining an artifact out of it is pretty cool. Unrestricted kill artifact or creature is like kind of cool. Kind of cool, you know? Like, I don't know, 3 mana removal kind of like, it's like meme nowadays, but it's unrestricted.
Unrestricted.
And it's got upside. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems really powerful to me.
Yeah. Next one is Baxter Stockman. 3 blue-red legendary creature, human scientist, 3/3. When Baxter Stockman enters, create a 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +3/0 and gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn. This card goes crazy in the blue-red deck.
Yeah, holy.
Artifact
First strike and vigilance. Yo.
and a +3/0.
Yeah.
What the?
And these are uncommons too. Like, I feel like a lot of these decks are these pre-release decks are going to be pretty pushed. Even like the newbie players, like the people that you would normally be like, "Oh, free win." Watch out.
I agree.
Especially if I'm helping them.
Right.
I love going around the room and making people's decks better.
The last thing I'm gonna say is, like, as I mentioned, I think this is a set that like you'll get to top deck wars a lot in this set, and will need to have cards that have value. And so you want to make sure that like your deck is really lean on doing the thing that it wants to do, because you will grind in this format.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely seems grinding. Everybody's gonna get to be doing what they want, so your wins will not be free. It feels.
Yeah. So if I had to like do power rankings, I'd say that I think like blue red is going to be very, very strong. I think that the green white token stuff is good. I think that the black white, the sneak stuff is also good. And then I think, of course, you can obviously be on these color pairs. Like, I know that green white wasn't mentioned. Green white will probably be just fine. I think that blue black, which is not on here, will be just fine. I think that you'll be able to do different things across other colors. But I think out of the gate, like, you're really safe in blue red. I think the token stuff is just sweet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing a sealed, what are your signpost cards? You know, like what are you ripping in your uncommon slot? Are you getting a lot of cards that are like pushing a specific archetype? Just let the cards do what they do. You know, this one feels like concept art here. It feels like it's like very obvious what you want to do in a sealed as soon as you open the packs, and you're just kind of doing that. It's not that complicated. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel with this one. So your decks should be pretty lean, pretty powerful. Just keep in mind that because you're happy with your deck, that means your opponent is likely also happy with theirs. Anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up? Or do you want to talk about some rares? You want to talk about some...
Yeah, I just wanted to talk just about a couple rares. Like, bring up a couple things that I'm like, wow, this stuff looks crazy.
I'll bring up a rare then while you're looking. One of the cards that I think is the most cool. My favorite color Magic is probably red, which is weird because I used to not really have a favorite, but I love red deck wins. Like I know people hate it, but whenever red deck wins is good and like killing people, I just love it so much. I like playing against it. I like playing it. I think red aggro is just quintessential Magic, you know? And so one of the rares that I thought was really cool to me was Casey Jones Vigilante. He's a 3-drop 4/3. really good body for three in a red aggro deck, especially if you're playing like Raphael, the Night Watcher, which shout outs to him. He's like a sneak for three that gives all attacking creatures double strike. So like Casey can hit for 8 with Raphael, but what I find interesting about this card is like the red deck is like a dump your hand out kind of deck, and this dude just straight up says draw 3 cards when he enters, which is like kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you're just drawing 3 cards, and the caveat is that on your next upkeep, you discard 3 random cards. So unless you have like a reward system for your discards, you probably want to play this guy when you're hellbent and then ready to play some cards. So either you have a lot of instants to play to support that, or he's coming out on turn 4 and you have extra mana to play with. What I think is just cool about that is just the fact that it's like ancestral recall in like a red deck, and that's usually what red deck wins has the most problems with, is like they run out of gas. Sure. I think this card is really cool. And then obviously shout outs to Raphael, because if you're sneaking and getting a red guy in, double strike on all my guys, pretty cool. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish the Mythic Ref was more standard red deck wins and less commander red deck wins. Because he's a 4-drop that's definitely not getting played in standard.
Sure.
You got any ones? Otherwise, I have way more.
Yeah, the first one I had was Leader's Talent. This is the white talent that says whenever you attack, put a class 1. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature.
Love this card.
3 mana. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had a counter on it, you gain 2 life. And then the 4th one, whenever you cast a spell, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Like, I just think that if there is a deck that's playing, Innkeeper's Talent, like this and that together are going to go crazy. I also think that there's some kind of world, I don't know if anyone's...
You think you'd play both?
You could. Or I think that if you're playing like a Badger Mole Cub variant...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I think this is a Badger Mole card, and this is better than Innkeepers for them.
Right, because like if they ever have their lands leave the battlefield, all their lands count as creatures with counters on them.
Yes. And
on top of that, it gives like Badger Mole decks like an alternate win con of being like, I could just put tons of counters on every land.
Yes, this is like your alternate Ouroborid.
Every single turn. Yeah, I think this card's crazy.
Also goes really well with Ouroborid. Yes, this is one of the cards I wanted to talk about for sure. Very strong card. Especially when you compare it to, I guess we'll just bring him up since I keep yapping about him, but Michelangelo, Weirdness to 11, another one of these 2-drop legends. There's a lot of 2-drop legendaries in this set that are just like kind of cracked. Speaking of Casey Jones earlier, there's a 2-drop Casey that's also really good. But Michelangelo, Weirdness to 11, green and 1, generic. 1/1 legendary turtle, blah, blah, blah. When it enters, you create a mutagen. And then if one or more counters would be put on a creature, create that many +1/+1 counters +1. I love when they word the cards like that. +1/+1/+1. We love English. But yeah, so it's basically hardened scales on a creature, which I think is kind of cracked, because like Zibaz or whatever in like modern and whatnot, it's like decent. This is in green, so like you're really happy with that. But also like it comes in with its own like ability to abuse the counters. And if you are abusing the counters in other ways, like Leader's Talent, you're extra happy, you know? So Leader's Talent, Michelangelo, that one chick that's making X mana, okay, boom, now we're off to the races. Or just Badger Mole.
Sure.
Obviously we know how much mana Badger Mole can make. And now Badger Mole is Earthbending 2, so now the lands are even more relevant. I feel like there's a lot of ways to abuse that, and then having all this extra mana in the go wide deck. I feel like Turtles gave the go wide strategies, all these Badger Mole guys. I feel like it gave them more tools, like more options to like abuse cards. And if the mana isn't the issue, then there's like way more things that they can abuse in general. And if they're sneaking stuff in, for whatever reason, it could be even crazier. I'm not sure if they would play a card like Michelangelo's Technique, but I definitely think that the Badger Mole decks, so like we're talking about Leader's Talent, we're talking about Michelangelo, Mutagen Man, we brought up earlier, green X, trample, activated abilities of artifacts are 1 less to activate, so now all these guys are free. When he enters, you make X mutagen tokens. This is just straight up like, oh, I've got 10 mana with Badger Mole. 10 mutagen tokens, or 8 or rather, and I get this 2/3 with trample that if you kill my other guys, I'm gonna put all my counters on him instead. Also, like, if you mutagen man and you have like an Ouroboros that's like small, no, it's not small. You know, like, I don't know. It just seems like we're cooking a lot of options here.
Speaking of like abusing things that like are already good, the next card I have is Northwind Avatar, and this might be a hot take. This card might be absolutely trash.
What color is it?
It's multicolored.
Sure.
And it's 2 double blue and a red. It's a Dragon Spirit Avatar. It's a flying 5/5, and when it enters, if you cast it, you may put a card you own from outside the game into your hand. And I just think that, like, right, we clearly know that Izzet Lessons and, like, there's, like, 3 different standard blue-red variants right now. And I think that, like, having a creature in your deck that in the main board can say, I'm going to put a card from my sideboard into my hand right now this game, like doing a mini Karn impression,
Yeah.
I think could be kind of crazy. I think someone could break this card.
Yeah, I don't disagree. This is like the kind of card that is ripe for abuse for sure. It's a 5-mana 5/5 flyer, so like it's not a bad body. But the whole like let's say artifacts, for example, like the Lessons deck. It can be kind of expensive, but is it worth it to you to like have one monument in your sideboard? You know, is it worth it to you to like have one tucked away, or like an alternate win condition if you're like worried about getting milled out? Maybe you have like a way to recycle your deck in your sideboard or something like that.
Well, or if you're playing against the mirror and you don't want to have an effect like Soul Guide Lantern in your main board.
Yeah.
And then you could
exactly.
be like, cool, I grab my Soul Guide Lantern, I now blow you up,
Yes.
and now I'm winning the game because I just turned off
Yeah.
your game plan.
Yeah,
like,
or like one of each lesson, you know? Because like what they do in Pioneer is they have that learn or whatever.
yeah.
This is kind of like a way to learn.
Yeah, this feels like Karn, but grab any card, not just an artifact card.
Yeah, the fact that it's any card, I feel like is what's going to make it powerful. I feel like definitely somebody will use it. I just don't know if this is like, oh, I'm playing 4 and now I have 7 copies.
No,
Who
no,
knows?
I don't think it's 4 of. I think it could be like a 2 of, or even
maybe,
a 1
who
of,
knows?
or even a 1 of copy.
Or even like the control decks, you know, maybe they're like, man, I really wish I had like a silver bullet sideboard, you know. If you're playing like Jeskai control.
Yeah.
Or maybe like Jeskai Dragons coming to come back. It is a dragon, right? Yeah. Dragon and an avatar. So like it could be that there's just like an actual Dragon's Cavern Souls deck with like Shiku and whatnot. I could see that. Maybe if there is enough support, 5-color dragons or 4-color dragons, and then you play like the green-black one that's kind of cracked. I like this card. I didn't see it earlier, but I do like it. I didn't get to look at all the multicolored stuff when I was freaking out.
I could do 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, why not? 1 or 2 more. Hit me.
All right, first one is Cool But Rude.
Oh, dude. Okay, so we're on the same page. Cool but Rude, I think, is fucked up, too.
I think the card is crazy, and I also think like Lessons is like really chopping at the bit for a card like this, because I feel like it does the same thing that I feel like it's another thing for your monument. You know what I mean?
Well, also like it makes that third ability on Artist Talent way better. Because like before it was like, oh, I'm already doing 3 damage with Monument. Why would I need more damage? But this one's like, well, I'm only doing 2. Make me 4.
Well, and this is like you cleanly played this on 2 after you played Grand on 1.
Yeah.
You'd be like, cool, I attack and draw 2, discard 1.
Yes.
Or draw 2, discard 2 on turn 2. So Cool But Rude. I'll read it. It's a class, 1 in
Faithless
red.
Living, dude. Yeah,
whenever
dude.
you attack, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Its level 2 is whenever you discard a card, this class deals 2 damage to each opponent.
Yes.
Which, again, goes crazy with Monument.
Yes.
And then the 3 is whenever this class becomes level 3, search your library for a card, put it in your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random.
Yeah, the gamble
like
for 2 is really cute.
Well, you could also just search for a monument.
Yeah, but like it's like gamble, which is not a bad card, but for 2 mana, like damn, any card, tutor it. Okay. Is that how worth is that for you? I mean, not worth it, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, this definitely seems reasonable, and it's like an alternate win condition for the same type of deck.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. It's definitely interesting, especially because like I don't know if this will see any play. I feel like this is definitely a commander card, but like Raphael's technique is just straight up Wheel of Fortune, and I don't know if that's like too cheeky, but I want somebody to use that so bad.
Well, I also feel like there was another red card that I'm not going to talk about, but it
Mhm.
says like whenever you cast an artifact spell, you make a body, and I was like, cool, just another thing for Affinity to do.
Yeah. Hey, why not? Why not? I wish there was like one more card I can end on that's like kind of cracked.
I've got one.
Is it Super Shredder?
No.
Okay, then I got one more, and then we'll end with you. Oh well, I really want to talk about Turtles in Time though.
I'll let you.
No,
the
hit me,
last
and then
card.
I'm gonna sneak three in rapid fire.
Yeah. Okay. So Weathermaker.
Okay.
3 mana artifact with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a charge counter on this artifact, and then it's got 3 different tap abilities.
Mhm.
The first one is just mana rock, add 1 mana of any color. The second one is remove 2 charge counters from this artifact, add 2 colorless mana. And then its third is remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. It deals 3 damage to any target.
I see.
So if you do any landfall whatever,
Yeah.
and like be like, cool, Lumra.
Well, there are a lot of landfall things going on, but yeah,
Lumra,
extra.
bring back a bunch of lands, and then like if you don't have a way to like keep untapping it and kill them, you do have a clock because every turn you go 3, 3,
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
3.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I have like 4 cards. I'm gonna super fast go.
Speed run.
Super Shredder, 2 mana, 1/1 with Menace. I think people have already been talking about this, so I won't jabble. But whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, which is both sides, by the way, this isn't disappear. He gets a 1/1 counter. So like, I feel like this is the kind of card that could get played with like Death Shadow, you know, where you're like playing fetch lands. He's like a big with Menace. He kind of goes cool maybe with Moon Shadow. You got Moon Shadow in this guy, and you've got like cheap bigs going crazy.
Is it a ninja?
It is a ninja mutant human, yes.
Sweet. That might be something that like right when you play a deck like blue black, we are like, cool, I have an explore thing,
Yes.
so it gets a counter.
Oh, I
and then-
Kaito my Storm Tamer, boom, Super Shark gets bigger. You know
Right,
what I mean?
Super Shark gets bigger twice
Yes.
because you get the thing from it leaving the battlefield, and then when you plus Kaido,
Yes.
it then pumps
yes.
it too.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
I feel like that's gonna be crazy.
I need more ninjas to pump that are good.
Another one that's really good that I think is actually going to be good is Leonardo Cutting Edge. 2 mana, 1/1. It's a Johnny's Pride Mate, basically. Lifelink, and then whenever... Oh, actually, a Johnny's Pride Mate doesn't have Lifelink, so he has Lifelink, and whenever you gain life, he gets a 1/1 counter. And he has Sneak for 1. So, like... I think this card is actually just going to be very, very powerful.
I thought it was powerful too, but like every time there's been like a 1/1 that like gets things when it gains life, it was kind of mid. But this one is like the cheapest and also has a sneak ability. I was like wondering if there was some kind of deck with life gain that could really abuse this, because like we've had Lunar Convocation, Bat, whatever decks, but
Yes.
this card's sweet.
Yeah, the last time a good Lifelink deck was in the format was like Core 21 when we had like Speaker of the Heavens and all that Angel stuff from Caltime.
Yeah, there was like a quick moment where like it was like a tier 2 deck that like was playing that one bat that like gets counters and also like can fly after a certain number of counters and stuff.
Tabarex. Yes, I was doing that too. Orzhov Clerics stuff.
Yeah, and
Yep.
like Zoralane was like a thing for a minute too.
Well, that's way more recent, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that there's definitely... I think Leo is just a good card, like on rate, and there's going to be people trying to abuse it, because I think there's like a white weenie strategy that's already reasonable, and he kind of slots right into that. Plus, him and like Arachne are just like so cheap for good bodies. I feel like you could just like white weenie aggro people.
I'm waiting for a good white weenie deck to be good again. I'd love to play like
yes, white weenie and
just
red
like-
deck wins being in the format to me is like, okay, now we're cooking.
yeah, Magic is Healing.
Okay, and the last 2 cards are really expensive big spells that I feel like are better than they look, and I want to see people play them, especially after I slept on Mystic Revelation, whatever it's called, the Jeskai spell that was like 7 mana.
Oh,
I was
Jeskai.
like, there's no way we're gonna play this, and then we played it. So okay, if that's good enough, which is like a pretty good spell, I feel like Armagon Future Shark. It's an 8 mana spell. I feel like this card could do stuff. It's a flash.
Oh, I saw this one.
Flash 9/6. It says destroy up to 3 target creatures. I don't hate this as like a control win con. You're like, nope. I'm killing you in one attack. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then Turtles in Time is like there's like multiple like cards in this set that are super like vintage coded. Like Raphael's technique is Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that. Turtles in Time 7 mana is basically Time Twister, but like almost better because it says return all creatures to their owner's hands. So like you're not only field nuking, you're like, oh man, I really gotta reset. Like the whole like because it's optional, but each player may shuffle their hand and graveyard into their deck. Which like, so you're not forcefully ripping their graveyard apart, which kind of sucks. But the fact that you get to shuffle and draw 7, if you choose to do it.
Man, I wish it was forced because then I could watch like George Jabor come back to do Narset and this.
I mean, yeah. If it was forced, this is definitely that's why it's not forced. By the way, it's because of Narset.
Dang it!
But
sorry, George.
If they're not choosing to draw 7, I also don't care. You know what I mean? Like this isn't ending my turn like Ultima. This is just saying I have to exile the card. So if I'm in a comfortable position where I can like, oh, I'm okay, like bounce all these guys, he's gonna want to replay his shit probably. But I just drew 7 cards. I don't know. I feel like this card could definitely do some stuff. If those 2 cards don't get played, it is what it is. But I feel like they're interesting, and there's way more cards I could talk about. The set has so many cool, interesting cards that I think have worthwhile mechanics to test in Standard. But it's going to be midnight, so that's our show. About 2 hours, so you guys have plenty of time to watch this before your pre-release event. And we hope you do well.
Yeah, it was 10:07, so it's just over an hour and a half.
Exactly. Well, you got to count the commercials.
True.
Anyways, that's been pretty much our show. And we're going to wrap it up here so you guys we can hopefully get this episode out to you guys fast enough.
And we can sleep.
And yes, it's bedtime. It's very bedtime.
It's very bedtime.
It's a very bad time. Okay. Anything? Okay. Well, shout outs as always to our patrons. You guys are the best. We really appreciate the support.
Big sloppy wet kisses.
Sorry, I miss Mark now. I see him tomorrow. Shout outs to Sal, our buddy who helps us with the videos. He does our thumbnails. He lets us borrow his camera, and he is MTG Chicago, Riftbound Chicago, Painter's Servant. I think he just hit the Mirrodin saga, so he's going through all the artifacts in Mirrodin now. That's gonna take him probably like 3 months.
For a while,
because he does 1 a day, so it's gonna be a while before he's out of Mirrodin. If it's the whole block, it might be the rest of the year. But he's doing that. Shout out to our buddy Goblin Ringleader. Goblin Ringleader, Jack is such a fucking legend. He had a video, and it was literally him like recapping his day at the RC.
Yeah.
And like nobody ran into Jack from our group. He was just out there grinding.
Yep.
And he goes, and like I was watching the video, and it was like, yeah, so I started off 04, and then I went to an event, and I went 01, 01, 01, 01. I was just like, bro, he might have just said, like, he should have just said 01 like 50 times. It would have been way funnier. But he's like, yeah, I went 01, 01, 01. Oh, I was like, fuck. And then Sal goes, dude, all I heard was 01, 01, 01, 01. And I was like, dude, I respect the grind. Anybody else would have fucking quit and gone home and killed themselves or something.
Well, and then did you see the, like, Slater in the group chat was like, what haircuts is this?
Oh, yeah.
And then I posted that photo from Rugrats.
The Rugrats photo was so good because all I could think of was Stu.
Stu would have been good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Yeah. Just speaking of haircuts, man, Jack and Jared got good haircuts. I got to go get one now. I've been yesterday. I got here at 9 a.m. for work because I had to get the invoice, like the big order for Magic.
Yeah.
And I go next door. They're not open. They're not open. I was like, fuck, I want to get a haircut because my neighbor's a barbershop. And I was like, damn it. So on Thursday, I'm gonna try to get a haircut before work. But otherwise, I'm gonna wear my I think you should leave this weekend. Dan Flasher.
You gotta please wear it on Saturday.
Or Flashes or whatever. Dan Flashes.
Wear it on Saturday because I'll be there at some point.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I have 2 shirts. But, yeah. So shout out Sal. Shout outs the patrons. Shout outs Flex Slot. Our partnership with them. It's been really fun. And we'll try to get Marty on maybe next episode for you guys to talk about Riftbound,
Riftbounders.
which is really, really cool. A lot of people popping off in Riftbound.
Yeah.
And the game is pretty unique, honestly, which I like. And it's very fun. Shout outs to Nancy Steroids for the intro and outro music. As always, he tells us that our listeners give him a bump. And so if that's the case, I'm happy to hear it. Shout outs to the viewers that are just with us on YouTube. If you want to double check, if you like, comment, subscribe, literally comment anything. Tell me what you had for lunch. Tell me if you went to the RC. Tell me what your favorite deck is in standard. Tell me what your favorite tier 3 deck is in standard, actually, because there's like 50 like decks that were like at the Pro Tour or some shit, which is really cool. And am I missing anybody? Shout out to, I guess, Borsat Gaming.
Shout out to Borsat Gaming for allowing us to do our recording here. If you'd like to purchase some singles and show some support, they do ship anywhere around the U.S. If you are outside of the U.S., DM
Sometimes
Stan.
we can figure it out.
Yeah, DM Stan. He'll help you out.
Otherwise, that is everything.
That is everything.
All right. Well, that's our show. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the support. 71 episodes, 29 more until it's over.
It's over.
I really want to get to 100 now.
I do too. I'm like determined. I don't know. I was feeling a little like, oh man, I don't know. We keep doing this podcast thing and we've jammed a few more
the
episodes.
last 3 months have been so busy. I was really feeling the burnout.
I was feeling burnout too, especially with because I've been on a show since September 15th, and I'm not going to end until next month. I've just been like, I just need a break, please.
Yes, dude.
These episodes have been hard to be like, all right, I already know that I've got 40 things this week, and we're going to record, and I'm not going to sleep one day. Cool.
Right, exactly. It's felt like a marathon. You're just like, all right, well, I either eat my vegetables or I don't. You know what I mean?
True.
All right, well, here it is.
We've kept it going.
And it's been fun. So, honestly, I really appreciate the support. Everybody's watching, everybody who tunes in and yaps with me on Discord and keeps me updated on what you guys are doing, because I love seeing you guys go on these missions, preaching the gospel according to Marty.
Well, we got to end on that. That's it.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, that's our show. Catch you guys next time.